7 years, Jonathan Bédard, Eric Leblanc, and Justin Maheu have been waiting to become parents together, something that officially happened yesterday.
She's perfect, of course. She's curious, she's energetic, she loves to play, she loves to jump, she loves to dance.
They adopted their 3-year-old through Quebec's Youth Protection Services, but first had to be approved as foster parents, something that required a lot of work and openness, they say, to their relationship.
We had a lot of things to go through in order to be able to have that accreditation, and it's through that process that they learned that we are a little different because we're 3, but we're not different from any other family.
Some other Canadian provinces, including Ontario and British Columbia, legally recognize more than 2 parents. Quebec does not. Last April, a Quebec Superior Court judge ruled the government has a year to modify the civil code to allow a child to have more than 2 recognized parents, saying the current situation is unconstitutional and violates the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms since it discriminates against different family models. Quebec is appealing the decision. The Justice Ministry declined our request for an interview, saying they won't comment since the matter is in court.
We think that either way it might go all the way to the Supreme Court, but we're saddened from the fact that we're not backed by our own government, which is supposed to be an open government that wants to help every single family.
While the law doesn't recognize all 3 as parents, they say they're sharing the responsibilities equally and doing whatever they can to create a stable home and secure future for their daughter.
We talk about what come up if we split up or if someone dies and stuff like that. We do anticipate those things because we have to, because we're not protected if it doesn't.
And after what it has taken to get here, they're enjoying this moment.
We are lucky to be 3 to give her all that support, but I think we're the lucky ones to have her in our life.
Denise Roberts, CTV News.
All right, man, let's talk, man. So apparently you have 3 men that's in a polyamorous relationship in Canada talking about, they wanted to adopt a little girl. So I think only 2 of them was able to adopt them, and they wanted the 3rd person to be able to adopt them in Quebec. Now, from what I heard in the video, in other provinces in Canada, you can do it, but in Quebec, you can't do them. So apparently, they adopted her from this program where they wanted, I forget what they call it, kids to be safe or take kids out of danger. Canada, for y'all who don't know, is very liberal. But check out the current news playlist. Canada is very liberal. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Patreon, X, Instagram, Spotify, the whole 9. So Canada is very liberal. It's like if Canada was a country, if California was a country, it would be Canada. Okay. So if anything you know about, California, it is far left as you can go. You can't go no left than California, right? And a lot of people in the comment section, women was raising concerns that they don't see a concern with 3 men raising a young girl, right? At the end of the day, quite frankly, it's cooked. Society is cooked. The West is cooked. There's just, tradition is meant to be broken, and people have shattered the tradition of the nuclear family. They've shattered the tradition of the American dream, and I'm pretty sure they have something version of the Canadian dream up there. And it ain't nothing that you really can do, man. I hear people, talk about homeschooling their kids and shielding their kids from what's going on. I had a partner, his kid went out to a high school. I'll keep it down low. And in that high school, he went out to a high school, and he said that his kid was taking a bus, and that the stuff on the bus was not, they were talking about some sexual things on the bus that his kid didn't know nothing about, and he was like, had to ask his father, and he was appalled by it, right? And you can't protect your kid from everything, especially you send them to school. Where do kids pick up, about firearms or about certain, things sexually and stuff? They pick it up from probably going to other people's houses, other kids being exposed. So, a lot of parents are taking a route of, going to public school, doing the private school or the homeschool, and then again, at some point, your kids got to get out to socialize. Especially we living in a generation where they don't get out and play. So you damn if you do, damn if you don't. So how do I feel about it? I don't think 3 men or 2 men should be able to adopt a child. That's my opinion on it. That's my opinion on it. I don't. Boy, girl, I think, in my opinion, I think people, kids should live a regular life. But then again, people might come in and say, hey, she's adopted. Her life is already irregular. It's already a shambles. And, it is what it is. I think, children should grow up, regular in a traditional household with a man and a woman. And then if they go off and they decide to go a different route, then so be it. When they fully develop, they fully, doing that. But starting them off in a non-traditional form or a non-irregular form, I think it is what it is. But for the most part, you can't save everybody. Um, if they good parents, they good parents. Whoever you may be. It's a lot of children that got one parent. It's a lot of children that got two parents. A lot of children who got, in this situation, no parents. And I wonder what a lot of the women in the comment section, would they be appalled if this was a little boy, and maybe they would. But this is what they fight for. When y'all fight for, the right to abort missions, when y'all fight for the right to, have the right to work like men work and have, be equal to men, and when you fight, to end, gender roles, when y'all, gender fluid, when you some push gender fluid stuff, and this is all liberal thing. So, and I think most people don't really understand that. When you fight, for those type of things on that left, this is what you fighting for. You just can't say I'm gonna pick this, that, and the third. No, you're fighting for all of that type of stuff. So that's what you stand for. That's what you stand for. When you're part of the LGBT plus community, this is what you stand for. This is the side that you're on. And if this is the side that you decide to be on, who am I to fight and tell you that you're right or wrong? Hey, do your thing. We can't help or save everybody or condemn everybody. Hey, so be it. But if you on the side of, you want a man to pay all the bills, you want a woman to stay in a woman's place, and it's her, she cooks, she cleans, she take care of the kids, you bring home the bacon. Y'all don't want to go 50-50. You don't want to work no more, you want to be a stay-at-home wife, or those are all conservative views. Those are nuclear family views, or traditional views. That's what it is. So a lot of times you got to ask yourself, where do a lot of these, women lie at? Do y'all lie with tradition, or do y'all lie with the new liberal thing? And at the end of the day, it makes me no difference, because I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna adjust as so. But you have to ask yourself that. What side of the pendulum are y'all really on? What side you on? You can't be in the middle. Do some things I agree with liberals, absolutely. Do some things I agree with the conservatives, absolutely. But when it comes to something clear cut as this down the line, I mean, where do your allegiance lie at? And then also, you can't sit here and tote the Quran or tote the Bible, Old New Testament, and be on that liberal side. Read the Bible; it tells you that. But hey, it is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. Find me everywhere: Patreon, X, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.